Hi everyone, welcome to another video of mine. I hope everyone's having a nice day. Also, please don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. So in the distance there you'll be able to see Crown Casino, which is the only casino in Melbourne. I actually do remember watching the opening of the casino approximately 30 years ago. And I remember also enjoying the fireworks as well. So before the river was called the Yarra River, it was given a name Birrarung, and that is a name given to the river by the Wurundjeri Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional custodians of the land. So Birrarung means river of mists or place of mists and shadows. And if you have ever walked here early in the morning, you can actually see, especially in winter, does get quite misty. But I actually haven't walked like early in the morning. I have taken a train early in the morning and seen the river, and it actually does get quite misty. So for the Wurundjeri people, the Yarra River wasn't just a river. It was a life source, a travel route, a source of food and fresh water, and a sacred part of the dreaming stories that stretch back tens of thousands of years. They tell the story of the Bunjil the eagle, the creator spirit, and how the river was formed during the dream time. Its flow connected the spiritual with the physical. It was and is an ancestor. So in the 1830s, European settlers arrived. They pointed at the river and asked a local Wurundjeri man what it was called. He responded something like Yarrow Yarrow, which means it flows, or flowing water. But the settlers thought that the river's name, that was the river's name, so the word Yarra stuck. There was a common misunderstanding. So I'm just walking along here. This is Flinders Street on station. So just behind Flinders Street station, you can see quite like a Doherty's gym as well. And this is just the back entrance, and the front entrance is also on the other side of the building. You can see nice cobblestone streets here, and also quite a number of cars, and also people walking and riding the bike. So this part is actually a bit more quieter. So in the 1850s, gold was being discovered in Melbourne and the state of Victoria, and thousands of people were flooding to the city. And the Yarra River became a lifeline. The river was used for transport, industry, and as a dumping ground, unfortunately. Tanneries, factories, and abattoirs all poured waste into the Yarra River, and the Yarra River was unfortunately polluted. And eventually the Yarra River actually, they decided to start cleaning it up, and then it turns out to be this river that it is today. So I do enjoy walking along the Yarra River. It's actually quite nice and relaxing. It is a lot more quieter to walk along the north side on the north bank of the river than the south bank. So because on the south bank there's a more like touristy areas, especially with the casino, and also a lot more offices on the south bank rather than the north bank. So the north bank is generally a lot more quieter than the south bank is. And on the south bank is, as you can see, the casino, and you can see a lot more office buildings and apartment buildings. So quite a lot of people do actually walk along and go along the south bank. But I think that on the north bank as well, you can get quite good shots and then photos and videos of the south bank as well. On the south bank, you can get good videos of the city and photos of the city, as well as Flinders Street, which I'm just walking by as well. So it is actually quite a different views. Depends on what you like. So if anyone ever decides to come to Melbourne or decides to take a walk here, this is actually quite a nice area to walk, and it is a lot more quieter, so it's a bit more um, private rather than the South Bank. So I'm just going to cross over to the South Bank now where the casino is. So the casino actually does have quite a number of table games or pokies / slot machines, etc. But I haven't actually gambled at the casino for a very, very long time. I am a member there, and we have to have a member's card if we want to gamble there. So just crossing the Yarra River to the other side, to the South Bank. So this area, as I said a bit earlier, is a lot more touristy, especially around the casino area. So the casino actually does have quite a number of good restaurants, etc. There's a restaurant called Nobu, as well as a conservatory, which is actually a buffet restaurant. It is expensive at most of the restaurants there. So just if you're coming there, if it's just for special events or just want to try it out, if I'm correct, the conservatory, which is the buffet, they charge anywhere between $90 to $200 for lunch and dinner. So lunch is cheaper, but dinner's a bit more expensive, and it does go up in price on special events like Father's Day, etc. And there is a 10% surcharge on Sundays. So if you're willing to go, just be prepared to pay the extra bit on a Sunday, just because of people get paid extra on Sundays. So I think that's part of the reason why. Just continuing on. So I just made it outside the casino now. So you can see from the South Bank, you'll be able to see the Melbourne Central Business District and etc. So this is near the Crown Casino. It does get a lot more busier around here. So you can see the Melbourne Aquarium across the river. I actually haven't been in there yet, surprisingly, even though it was open for quite a number of years. I keep putting it off, but I actually want to go one day and see the aquarium, since I've never actually been in there, which is surprising, because it's been open for quite a number of years. Don't exactly remember how long, but for quite a while, at least well over 10 years now. And still which is surprising, but still haven't been there. So at night, there is sort of a fire show from the poles that are here outside the casino. So it goes off, I think it goes off every half an hour or so. And it does, if you're actually standing nearby, within about 10 meters, it does get really hot. So just be prepared for that. But it's actually nice, especially in winter when it's actually cold. So, but in summer it does get a bit warm, especially we're standing there. But it does. The shows do start after dark. So this was, I shot the video in the mid-morning. So that's when I did go plane spotting earlier in the day and just came back. So I just decided I'll do a walk in Melbourne along the Yarra River and just wanted to show everyone. So this area is also like a nice seating area if you just want to sit and relax, especially if it's a warmer day and when it's not raining. So it's pretty much a nice place to sit and relax and just watch the city and just to relax. I apologize if I muted the video. Now, the main reason is that there was some music that's played here from the speakers, and I am a bit afraid that I may get a copyright strike, and I don't want to get a copyright strike, so please accept my apologies if I muted the video. Just coming up to King Street now. So this is still part of the casino area. It's actually quite a large casino. There's a few towers here. So at the casino, there, as I said earlier, quite a number of restaurants. I haven't been to a conservatory, but I have been to other restaurants, and they are quite good. There is a family entrance as well as like an over 18 entrance. So that over 18 entrance is just where the gambling area is, and the family area is we can enter the food court and go to other parts of the casino, not the gambling area. There are actually quite a number of good bars as well. There is also a Las Vegas room at the casino, but I have not been in that area. I have seen it. I'm not exactly sure how it is like, but I do want to actually go there one day. Since I don't gamble that much, I don't really go there for gambling. I just go for to meet friends or etc. or have lunch or dinner there. But it's actually quite a nice place. One of the other Melbourne YouTubers, they also did a video on the Crown Casino, and I will put a link to their channel. It was Hunting Vegas, so they have done a video on Crown Casino. So, and they're actually quite a nice channel as well. And I would highly recommend you check them out as well. So this is still the casino, just walking under King Street. I actually do remember, like I was saying earlier, when the casino was open, it was owned by Kerry Packer at the time, but it was sold to another group, an US investment company, I believe by the name of BlackRock or Blackstone, if I'm not mistaken. So they used to own the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas, then the Cosmopolitan was sold off to MGM. So that's a bit of a background on the casino. Sorry if it's a bit shaky, I forgot to get my gimbal when I was shooting the video. But I actually need to get a new one, like a better one, I think. So I just have to wait a little bit, and just haven't decided on what I actually want to get, but I will actually get a new one. The old one I actually got from Kmart, and I keep on forgetting to actually get one. There's quite a number of nice benches here as well. You can just sit and watch the city, etc. So just continuing along the video. So I actually used to walk here quite often when I was actually working in the city. Especially after work, I just come here and just go and walk here in the casino, because my work was in the city on the other side of the river, so you can actually see the casino from my building, or some of it anyway. So it was actually quite a nice thing. Then I should just walk down here and walk back to work. So that is the Melbourne City. You can see the Rialto building there, which was the tallest building in Melbourne until the Eureka building was built a few years ago. I have been to the top of the Rialto building when I was in high school. We actually did a school trip there. So that was in the late 1990s. And I do remember actually going up there, and I did find it a bit scary. I'm not a big fan of heights. Also sorry for my finger there as well. I'm not a big fan of heights, but I just don't like looking down from that high. So I don't like to see go on high observation decks or Ferris wheels, etc. But if I'm with someone else, then it's different. But if I'm go by myself, then it does get a bit scary. Now we're crossing the road into the Melbourne Exhibition and Convention Centre. So this is where they have quite a number of shows, conventions, etc. So every single week there's quite a different number of shows happening. It's one of the largest convention spaces that I know of. And they have like the Mind Body Spirit Festival, they have other trade shows, etc. that are here. And there are quite every week and every day there's quite a different number of shows, etc. So this coming up here is a sort of a new exhibit. Not exactly sure what it is, but there is a Ferris wheel down there as well. And I actually do like it. It's actually quite interesting to see, like the design, etc. And I do like the shape of it. It looks like a loop, but there's a circle in the middle. But the design is like quite different and quite interesting. It's almost like it's falling, but it's stable. There's a Ferris wheel down there, and also a little bit of other things as well, like a mini golf area, which is here, but there was not many people actually here. So that it does open from midday to 5 p.m. So I was a bit too early to come and see. I'm not exactly sure how long this thing will be there for, but they're actually quite nice. They're actually trying to get more people to come to the city. You can see the Ferris wheel is operating, but I couldn't see anyone actually in there. So I would be a bit too scared to actually go on it, because as I said earlier, I'm a bit afraid of heights. While being on a plane is different. I can actually look down and actually prefer window seats on a plane. So for some reason a plane is different, but being on the ground and then going on heights is a bit more different for me, which is a bit interesting, but I have no idea as to why I feel that when I'm on a plane, but when I'm on the ground I get a lot more scared. So I guess continuing on from that show, let's going to continue on with the video. So there's some nice food there. I was tempted to get another coffee. I did have a coffee at the airport, which was actually a bit expensive. I actually did find there was another place where they have coffee for $3 at the airport, rather than $6 for a small one. So which is interesting. I actually didn't go to 7-Eleven that day. I shot the video because I didn't want that. I was getting a bit delayed, so I wanted to go to the airport first and go to coffee there. The 7-Eleven coffee is $2 for a small cup, or $1.50 if you have the 7-Eleven app. So saving 25%. So this is like the old docks of Melbourne. So this area, like quite a number, and when Melbourne started began in the 1830s, etc. This area was actually quite a number of docks, and ships used to actually come here. There is a ship called the Bollywood side, and it is like almost like a museum now. It is actually one of the only ships from the 19th century that is still apparently seaworthy, and people it can still sail, but unfortunately, because of the bridges that were built around it, it can't actually leave Melbourne. So it was actually stuck here. So, and you can see it on the left. There's quite a number of bars, etc., and cafes. So people actually do come here. So Bollywood side is from the 19th century, but I didn't shoot much of a video of it. Sorry about that. You can see more convention space coming up here. And actually I have been on the Bollywood side when I was in high school. We used to do quite a lot of school excursions to the city back then. So I'm not sure if they actually do it now, but it was actually quite nice to see how an operating ship was in the 19th century, not 18th century, then the 19th century in Melbourne, and just to see like what happened back then and how it was. I do remember it was actually quite a nice thing to see. I didn't shoot any videos. Actually, I didn't even have a camera back then, because the mobile phones didn't have cameras in the 1990s. And I didn't even have a phone actually back then, so couldn't actually take any videos or photos, etc. Just going to cross back to the North Bank along this bridge. That was a pedestrian bridge. So this is pretty much where it was coming from. You can see South Bank, etc. So this is the bridge I was just crossing back to the North Bank. You can see this part of Melbourne is being developed quite a bit. So that was where all the former docks used to be. And they're being built into apartments, hotels, and also office buildings. The JW Marriott Hotel is recently being built, as well as other hotels, Novotel, etc. That's being built down there. So I think in the next few years, it's going to be a lot more developed than it is now. There also wants the Melbourne City Council also wants to build like a park around here. It's called the Skyline, I believe, and it's going to be along here. That's like inspired by the park in New York, the Lion Park, I believe it is called. So there's something similar to that is going to happen in Melbourne. I'm not exactly sure how long it will take to get built, but it is actually quite a nice concept to bring some greenery into Melbourne City. So this is part of that park that is being built. And this is called Seafarers Rest. So in the past, quite a number of the ships used to come and dock here. So it's actually quite nice to see. Then we're walking back along the Yarra River, making our way towards Southern Cross Station, and also I will actually end the video near there. So there is also a park called Batman's Park, not named after Batman, but named after one of the founders of Melbourne, whose name was Mr. Batman. So, and quite an interesting thing as well, Melbourne was actually going to be named Batmania. That was one of the names that was proposed when a name was being chosen for Melbourne, but it was actually chosen for another gentleman from England, I think part of the UK nobility, Lord Melbourne. So that's how Melbourne got it. That's a brief history as to what Melbourne's names used to be. Like, I don't know how it would be if we are called Batmania. But there is a park called Batman's Park, and also there's a hill, like a hill called Batman's Hill. and that used to be there as well. So this is actually quite like a neighborhood in our precinct in the city called Batman's Hill. So it's actually quite a small area. Around Batman's Park goes down a couple of blocks. You can see Batman's Hill as well. This is primarily along that area called Batman's Hill, Batman's Park, etc. So I hope everyone's actually enjoying the video today. So please don't forget, as I said earlier, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as well. I greatly appreciate it. So actually, this part of Melbourne is also like generally a lot more quieter. So than the other rest of Melbourne, but it does get busy on Friday nights and also Saturday nights as well. There are actually quite a number of good restaurants as well. And coming up, there is sort of like a winter wonderland exhibit with some igloos, also Christmas trees as well. I'm not exactly sure why it was there, but I actually found it quite interesting to actually see. You can actually see coming up shortly, they can see like igloos and Christmas trees, which I actually found quite nice. Since actually I haven't, seen snow that often, so I actually don't see snow that often. It was actually quite nice to go. I think the last time I actually saw snow was when I went to Japan in October of 2023. I went up to near Sapporo, visited a friend of mine that was a couple of friends of mine that were living there at the time, and did see snow there, but actually didn't go skiing because it was not officially ski season yet. But it did snow quite a bit, and it actually did get down to 0 degrees. It actually started under 0 degrees Celsius. So actually did start snowing a little bit, which I actually really enjoyed. So that was in Hokkaido, so not near Sapporo. This is the igloos I was talking about. You can see a bit inside there. I have a table and with some blankets, etc., and some Christmas trees. Not real ones, but it's quite nice to see. And I hope everyone's having a nice day so far. Anyway, I will be shooting a few more videos. It is coming up to spring, so I'm actually happy for that. So it is. I don't like the cold weather that often, like very much, but I actually do want to spend some time in the snow, like skiing. Like I don't know how to ski, but I want to learn how to ski, and also snowboard one day. But when I was younger, we used to go to nearby mountains. There was one called Lake Mountain, which was one of the closest ones to Melbourne. And we used to go there and do tobogganing. But that was a very, very long time ago. And I haven't actually done it for well over 20 years now. So when I was a child. I think we used to go as a family. So that was a long time ago. You can see the casino down there. Just making my way down towards Batman's Park. Also, there was this group of people that we used to go with as well. So it was actually quite nice. So that was in before when I was in high school, etc. I wouldn't mind actually going back to do some play in the snow, etc., or ski or snowboard. And I know that in Japan it is actually quite nice to do that, and also in New Zealand. But one day I'll do that. Just not sure when. I'd like to go to New Zealand or Japan to actually learn how to ski and snowboard. So coming up was at Batman's Park, which I was mentioning earlier. You can see across the street. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope everyone has a nice day. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Thanks everyone.